Your brain is tricking you. Failure feels worse than it actually is. It's not the failure itself, it's what you think it means. Your brain goes into automatic mode and treats it like a danger. But what if it's a lie? When we experience failure, it can feel really personal. It hits us right here. It taps into all the negative emotions that we feel and we've learned throughout our lives. So it can feel quite visceral when it happens, and it brings up those feelings of rejection and self-worth or negative self-worth that we've learned and taught ourselves for years. And it can bring about all those feelings that we've told ourselves about not being enough. It's a horrible way to feel, isn't it? So we try to avoid it at all costs. Although that avoidance is actually a self-fulfilling prophecy. It might feel good in the short term to dodge around a failure, but in the longer term, it's actually going to come back to get you. Trying to get around that immediate risk of pain can actually leave you trapped in your comfort zone, which isn't a great place to be. If you don't voluntarily go through the failure every now and again, probably more often than not, you'll never learn the lessons you need to build the resilience to actually be successful. So avoiding failure is the biggest failure, and it's the only real failure. So failure isn't really what it seems. When things go wrong, if you tell yourself it's the end of the world and you'll never recover, you're lying to yourself. And any feelings of insecurity you might get from thinking everyone saw what went wrong and they're never going to let you live it down is completely made up in your head. Most people don't really care, and they'll move on really, really quickly to their own life. So you end up telling yourself lots of negative messages like, I'm not good enough. And where might have you got that from originally? How many times have you told yourself that? Or how many times have you heard it repeated by others maybe? And you've just learned to repeat that to yourself going forwards throughout your life. If you keep telling yourself those negative things, it goes into your subconscious and it will be your automatic response for everything that happens to you. But you can reprogram your subconscious to have positive messages. So when you experience failure of any kind to any degree, you need to treat that as feedback and use that to create positive messages you can give to your subconscious mind. Remember, failure isn't the end, it's a stepping stone on the way to success. So instead of going into a routine of self-judgment and negative thoughts and negative messages, go into a mode of self-reflection and find the opportunities and positive messages that you can give yourself. Use it as a tool, not a weight that's dragging you down. Failure equals progress. The more you fail, the more you learn, the more you grow, and the more likely you are to succeed. So you need failure. Without failure, you'll never evolve, you'll never make progress, you'll never succeed. So you've got to learn to embrace failure and take back control of what it means.